Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. Today on Yin Yoga and More, we are going to further explore the stomach meridian. In the previous video, we explored using the 5 elements in acupressure to balance the stomach meridian. Today's video, we will explore useful diet additions, supplements, and a short yin yoga practice to complement the previous video. So regarding the supplements that I believe may help, from my perspective, a lot of stomach issues are usually due to a bacterial imbalance. So my first steps would be to bring that bacteria back into balance. So using herbs that are antibacterial, antiviral, and using them to assist the restoration of balance before we take the next step. So for me, they would be raw garlic, so raw peeled garlic that's been crushed and allowed to sit for at least 15 minutes, and then that can either be chewed and taken with water or swallowed. It can be chopped and swallowed. Now this is raw garlic is antibacterial, antiviral. It contains its own prebiotic, so it helps to stimulate the formation of good bacteria. Then we have clove tea, which again it's antiviral, antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial. That would be half a teaspoon of cloves simmered in 3 cups of water, and you would strain and drink 3 cups a day. Then we have thyme tea, which thyme tea is fantastic for balancing progesterone levels. So that's perfect for things like PCOS. And again, it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, it's antimicrobial. And that would be 1 teaspoon of dried thyme to 1 cup of hot water, allowed to steep for 15 minutes and then strained and sweetened, 3 cups a day. And then we have sage. Now sage is again all of the above. It's also good for hot sweats and menopause. It's fantastic for balancing the estrogen levels. So one of them would be my first choice. Once you've added them to your diet and you're starting to feel better, then it would be the next step of healing the gut. So that could be bone broth, where you take bones and you simmer them in water for a long period of time. You can add herbs, you can add garlic, onion, whatever you like, and that creates a gel. Now that provides 93% of the amino acids that the gut needs to heal. or you have things like bee propolis, which not only does it help your own good bacteria to flourish, but it again is antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral. It's fantastic for healing the gut. And then you have the other option would be Chias masticagon, which is used extensively for things like gastritis, ulcers, and again is antibacterial, antiviral and antimicrobial. And then once you've balanced and you've healed the gut, then it's finding a diet specifically for you, whether that be an anti-inflammatory diet, Mediterranean diet if your body responds better to higher fat, an alkaline diet. There's so much choice out there, but the first steps are to balance and then to heal, and then to make a diet that suits you. I hope that's helped. If anybody would like to ask any questions, please put comments and I'll be happy to respond. So now we're going to move into a yin practice. So we're going to come onto our heels and we're going to stretch out the toes, the feet and the heels, because most of the lower body organs, the meridians either begin or end in the feet. So it's really important that we stretch out the feet and the heels, and it's something that we don't really do. So this is the chance to stretch the heels, to stretch the ankles and to feel some relief. And this is fantastic for starting a balancing practice. So when you make sure that the heels are properly under you, and then you're going to start to slowly take the hands behind as you bring up the knees from the floor. This can feel quite intense, and although yin is very sensational, if you start to experience pain or you move past the edge of into real discomfort, then start to make your way back down, and just sitting on the heels might be enough for you today. On your next exhale, start to walk the hands forward as we bring the knees down onto the mat. And the next pose we're going to move into is wide-legged child's pose. So take the knees as wide as is comfortable for you, with big toes to touch. And then we're going to start to walk the hands out in front as we bring the head down to the mat. If bringing the head all the way down to the mat is too much of a stretch, you can always put fist on fist and bring the forehead down onto your fists or palm on palm. The hips is a place where we store a lot of emotions. So opening the hips, helping those emotions to flow. As we connect and balance the stomach meridian. On your next exhale, raise the head as you start to slowly walk the hands back. Bring the knees together as you come up into tabletop. The next pose we're going to move into is lizard pose. So bring the right foot to the outside of the right knee, and you might like to flip the mat over just to give you a little bit more cushioning as we take the left leg straight behind us, trying not to rest the weight on the knee. Distributing the weight between the front and the back leg. Having the ankle and the knee in line. If you feel like you can take this pose a little bit further, you can go over to the pinky side of the little toe. And then once you've found your position, shoulders over wrists, settle into the pose. This can be quite an intense pose. If you start to feel discomfort, deepen your breathing and breathe into that discomfort. On your next exhale, push back onto that leg, onto the back leg. Heel toe the foot to the centre of the mat. As you just fold over the mat, just pulse just a couple of times into half splits, and then bring that knee back. Fold the mat back over. Taking the left leg to the outside of the left hand, folding the mat over. Keeping the head and the neck nice and relaxed. Allow the hips to soften. On your next exhale, straighten that back leg, rock back, heel toe the left leg, straighten the leg, engage the foot, and just pulse in half splits over that leg, and then bring that leg back. We're now going to make our way down onto our belly into Cobra pose. So forearms on the mat. If you would like to check by touching the elbow that the arms are hip, shoulder width distance apart. Shoulder under elbow, but if that feels a little bit too much on the bottom of the back, you can slide the arms further forward, which reduces the back bend and will relieve some of the pressure. exhale, stack hand upon hand and bring the forehead down on top of the back of your hand, and then start to just gently rock your hips from side to side, just to loosen any tension at the bottom of the back. And the next pose we're going to move into is cat pulling its tail. So if you place the left hand on the mat, push up, and you're going to slide the right hand underneath the left hand as you come over onto your side. Now this is a little bit of an awkward position to get into, but once you relax into it, it's a wonderful pose. So you're going to take that bottom leg and you're going to take it behind you, and if you can, you're going to grab hold of it with your hand. If you can't, it doesn't matter, but the knee is bent, the hand is reaching towards the foot, the hips are stacked, one on top of the other, and then you're going to take the left leg straight out in front. Just a quick check to check that the hips are still stacked. Any slight adjustments as we take the left shoulder back into a twist. If the left shoulder doesn't come down to the floor, that's perfectly fine. And just settle into the pose. On your next exhale, let go of the right foot and allow the right leg to come back to straight. Bring the left leg on top, roll back over onto your belly as you remove the right arm, and then come up onto your right arm, taking the left arm underneath as you roll over onto your side. Then bring the left leg towards the hand, stacking the hips. And then once you know the hips are stacked, take the right foot out to the side, straight out, and then start to slowly bring that shoulder over. On your next exhale, let go of the left foot of the right hand and bring it back to straight. Bring the right leg back, and we're going to roll over onto our back. Taking the feet to the outside of the mat and allowing the knees to fall together. And take your hands to your lower and your upper belly and just connect back into your breathing. And then when you're ready, take the feet to the outside of the mat, allowing the feet to fall out. Taking the hands, taking up space, palms facing up, and just relax in corpse pose. Feel your body sink into the floor. If you have time, stay longer in this position.